Welcome to Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt of the Marquardt Law Firm at marquardtlawfirm.com.
Welcome to Talk Law Radio. I'm Todd Marquardt. On the radio, on podcasts, on Facebook Live, and on YouTube. Also, talklawradio.com, where you can search for archived videos and audio programs from previous days. Today, we're going to be talking about the Christian Women's Summit, which we just had. What was it, yesterday or the day before?
On Thursday, yeah.
Thursday. Okay. It's been a couple of days. I've slept since then, at least a little bit. But today we're going to be talking about that event and not so much about the law, although I will bring in some areas of law that I think are at least somewhat related to the Christian Women's event. And with me is Sharyl Mays.
Hello.
She works with me at Marquardt Law Firm. She's the senior paralegal. And she actually has more years of experience working in the law than I do. Hope that doesn't break the unwritten rule about talking about a woman's age.
Nope, doesn't offend me at all.
So first we're going to talk a little bit about Sharyl's background and what she's doing currently. And then we'll talk about some hidden legal issue blind spots that I identified through the issues that were brought up with a panel that spoke at the Christian Women's Summit. Then we'll talk about sinners and saints and getting fit God's way. And then we'll talk about legacy. So Sharyl, you've been on the show before, but there are some people probably listening that don't know exactly who you are. So just give us a short background.
Okay, short background. So I got my start in this in 2001, straight out of high school. An attorney that I knew since my childhood just took me in and said, I want you to be my legal assistant, and taught me the ways of probate and elder law. And I was with him for 14 years. And in that time period, I met you and helped you, learn the ropes a little.
Yeah, he was a mentor, and you were too.
I appreciate that. And then, during that time period, I got married. I had 2 beautiful girls. I finished my bachelor's degree, went on to work at a local bank in wealth management, got a little more experience there. And then, right before COVID, I went off and opened my own company and learned a lot of great lessons and experience that way. And that time period was doing contract work for you. And with COVID happening, I needed to shut down my company. And it just worked out that, it was a need for both you and I for me to come into the office full time. And so I've been there 2.5 years now.
Yeah, well, when Sean went to go work for the bank, I emailed him and asked him if you were available, and he said no.
Yeah. It was a package deal to go to the bank. So,
right.
But everything happens for a reason. I needed a little more experience under my belt so that when I did come to Marquardt Law Firm, I had a full package to offer.
Yeah. You're a big help, especially with the accountings, the probate accounting, guardianship accounting, trust accounting. People don't know that when they sign up or when they're appointed or nominated to be executor, trustee, or power of attorney, that they have a responsibility to count all their pennies.
Yep. They have a personal liability, and, I want to make sure that they're as safe as possible.
Right. Tell us what you're up to these days with your family. You have a pretty exciting life with your girls now.
We are doing a lot of animal raising at the moment. Both of my girls are involved in the FFA and 4-H clubs out in Guadalupe County through their schools. Last year, we raised a goat, and he took us all the way to the Houston Rodeo. And that was a great experience. We've met a lot of great families, and I will say that the experience of raising a goat brought my family closer together.
Oh, okay.
We had to learn how to communicate better, how to work together as a team, and understand each other's personalities so that we didn't hurt each other's feelings.
That's really interesting. I didn't know that.
It was a great experience. And so this next year, my oldest daughter, Madison, has been elected as the president of her FFA chapter and the vice president of her district FFA, and just got elected parliamentarian for her 4-H club. So she's going to be a busy girl, along with raising a heifer. Mm-hmm. And then my youngest is raising 2 lambs and is doing her horseback riding and wants to get into horse judging. And then together as a family, we're going to be raising 75 turkeys.
Wow.
And then we just added a huge coop to our own backyard. So come July, I will be supplying Marquardt Law Firm with eggs.
So the chickens are at your house, mm-hmm. but all of the other farm animals live somewhere else, right?
They live at the school barn, or the family that we are buying the heifer from, they're at her barn.
Okay.
So we'll be going in all different places. And it's a great thing that my daughter got her license.
Yeah. So the responsibility is to feed and check on the animals every day?
Every day, twice a day. We go to the barn before school, feed them, make sure they're okay. And then after school we go, we feed them, we groom them, we exercise them, just spend time with them so they get to know us and are comfortable mm-hmm. with us and what we're asking out of them.
That sounds like it makes for a long day.
It does make for a long day. And that's why I'm grateful that you allow me to have the flexibility that I do.
Yeah. Yeah. Just was wondering the difference between FFA and 4-H.
So FFA is a program through the school. It's the Future Farmers of America. And then the 4-H is through the county extension office. So each county has their own 4-H club. And it is overseen by the Texas A&M agricultural program.
Okay. Great. So did you grow up farming and ranching?
I did not. My dad did grow up raising animals and showing animals through 4-H and FFA, but it's not something that I got to experience. John, my husband, went to Madison High School, which has a great FFA program, and he did get to experience some of that there. And then when my oldest Madison got into high school, she just, not even high school, it was junior high. She took a principles of ag class and said, this is what I want to do. She started going on competitions for vet med and got to go to like 5 or 6 colleges for these competitions her 8th grade year, and just fell in love with it and brought us along with her.
What was that competition where she had to try and grab onto the sheep?
That was so it was grabbing onto a calf. It was the calf scramble.
Oh, okay.
So she first attempted at the Fort Worth rodeo up in January and wasn't successful, but she tried again, and she went to the Houston rodeo while we were there showing her goat. And the Houston rodeo is the biggest rodeo in the world. They have the biggest ring, and she went in going, I'm not going to catch a calf. And we just said, take your time, be smart about it. Mm-hmm. And she pushed a boy out of her way, and she caught a calf, and she held on.
Yeah, that I saw the video of her trying to do that the first time, and it just seemed very exhausting.
It is very exhausting.
Because those animals, they can run pretty fast.
They can run fast, and they are not skinny little calves at all. They are probably about 6 to 8 months when they're out there, and they're getting close to 1,000 pounds at that point.
Wow.
So,
my niece and nephew used to do the thing where they hold on to the sheep.
The mutton busting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. That's adorable to watch.
Yeah, they have pretty cool pictures of that. We were real proud of them. It seems pretty scary. I don't know how kids do it.
You know, if me personally, I probably wouldn't have been brave enough to do it, but my youngest Chloe, she definitely would have been able to get out there and do it.
Okay, well, we got to take a break. When we come back, we'll be talking specifically about this Christian Women's Summit, so stay tuned.
This has been Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt, brought to you by the Marquardt Law Firm. You can learn more at marquardtlawfirm.com. And be sure to listen to the full Talk Law Radio show Saturday mornings at 11 on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Each week, attorney Todd Marquardt talks about the law. His mission with the Talk Law Radio show and podcast is to help you discover your legal issue blind spots. In the beginning, God had one law. Don't eat from the fruit of that tree. Then came the Ten Commandments. Now we have federal, state, and municipal lawmakers that won't stop creating new laws. Laws that might impact you without you knowing it. Listen to the show and drop a line on Facebook or email host@talklawradio.com and let the host know what you think of the show, the topics you want to hear, and whether you want to be a guest.